Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. Niemeyer's gay. I didn't, for a moment, even comprehend the business. I was interested. I had the opportunity to see a few things, no doubt except for you. 13 where you see. I went there to see the way of life. And I saw it, and it was. Listen, I gotta tell you all this Keke Palmer circumstance with her child. Daddy is more terrible than we at any point could have imagined since it's exploding in the most insane manner conceivable, and Usher is getting hauled into the wreck. Keke's child daddy, Darius, as of late dropped a sound recording of Keke's mother hollering at him. Yet in the video, she yelled out Usher and called him gay. Attendant hadn't arrived for being hauled into this untidy circumstance, and he put Keke and her mother on impact for attempting to uncover him. Listen, it seems as though this show is going to go crazy since Usher hasn't arrived to play Keke. Mom is going to be off on that. She calls him everything except the offspring of God, youngster, and she indeed even tells us she is gay now, on the off chance that you all miss the tea. Keke Palmer, as of late, recorded a controlling request against her child, Daddy Darius Jackson, guaranteeing that she is a survivor of DV from him. Us magazine made it known that Keke had documented a limiting request against Darius. She had even petitioned for sole care of their 9-month-old child, Leotis. Different reports uncover that Keke happened to allege that there have been many occurrences of physical violence with Jackson that incorporate obliterating my own property, including journals and remedy eyeglasses, tossing my effects into the road, tossing my vehicle keys to keep me from heading out, hitting me before our child, heaving terrible stuff about me to our child, taking steps to take himself out with a firearm in the event that I left him provocation, and other physical and profound acts. Abuse. Keke likewise discussed an episode that occurred on November 5, and she said he intruded into my home without my insight or assent, endangered her prior to thrusting from my neck, striking me, tossing me over the loveseat, and taking my telephone. In light of the fact that she proceeded to guarantee that Darius had been harming their child too, in her controlling request application she composed, it was a result of our child Leo that I was at last ready to cut off my friendship with Darius unequivocally and get away from this abuse. Leo is the most significant thing on the planet to me. He really wants and should be protected, and he should experience childhood in a climate liberated from viciousness. Sadly, cutting off my friendship with Darius has not finished his abuse. Assuming anything, he is more off the wall, unstable, and hazardous to both me and our child. It's insane to imagine that Keke Palmer is caught in such an insane circumstance as this. Yet it seems as though he is not entirely settled to exacerbate it, since he is attempting to transform this into a media disaster. Now you all memorable got that Keke hasn't let out the slightest peep openly about this wreck, and the main explanation we even realize pretty much this in any case is that the court records from her guardianship documenting as well as the controlling request spilled via web-based entertainment and became a web sensation. However, while Keke has been quieted on this, Darius has been extremely vocal. Now I realize that he has a privilege to shield himself from the charges since his standing is in question as well, and he ought to thoroughly clear it up on the off chance that it's false. Yet the thing is, he is going about it the incorrect way since he is playing filthy. And he's playing hard. However, the thing is, he is tossing stones and concealing his hands since he isn't in any event emerging to battle straightforwardly, and he is putting out announcements through others. For instance, after the claims became public, Darius' sibling Saruna took to Twitter to blame Keke for being the miscreant in the circumstance. He tweeted the most over-the-top, revolting, harmful, manipulative individual I have at any point experienced in all my years. Nearly everybody you all will see simply send positive energy to the children. Any kid busy finishing something like this doesn't merit it at. Oh wow, so darn miserable. Yet Keke's mother was not going to allow him to spread bogus accounts about her child, so she went live on Instagram to put Saruna on impact for lying, and she blamed him for being unsafe too, toward ladies also for Sharonis Jackson to post on his Twitter. The crazy stuff that he's posted when he realized his sibling was an. I went to Sharon's a while back and let him know that his sibling was a to my little girl, and he said, well, I used to be like that too. What she guaranteed was that she had addressed Saruna's and the remainder of the family about how Darius was mistreating Keke. Yet they continued to rationalize Cirrus as opposed to addressing what is happening anyway. Saruna's emerged to guarantee that he never put a hand on a lady, and he said statement to me, I not even once expressed that to Sharon, not once in my life. I have never been to any of the ladies I have at any point been engaged with. I won't keep on with this bizarre yet. Sharon, the world is going to hear your voice very soon, and that you made to my family be well everybody I know. It's not difficult to become involved with this, however, commit no error that this is exceptionally miserable. So he was fundamentally saying that he and Darius had proof to show Keke was not quite as honest as she and her mother caused it to appear you all expertise. I said that Darius wasn't keen on playing clean well. The primary thing he did was discharge a video of Keke's mother Sharon undermining him and saying that she planned to hurt Darius' mother. Where's my child? You better watch out. You could get a shot in your yet this sort of backfired big time since it simply shows that he did as a matter of fact put hands on Keke. The explanation her mother lashed out and compromised him was had he hurt her child, she was not going to let Darius go without any consequence. Without hearing some appropriately harsh criticism, this got Darius hauled extra hard, yet he wasn't going to let that stop him, since he likewise delivered one more video that should demonstrate that Keke and her mother were pernicious towards him again. He was tossing stones and concealing his hands since he didn't post the video himself. However, he sent it to DJ Scholastics to spill it for him. At first, I was considering what he was attempting to accomplish in light of the fact that one of the principal things we heard was Keke's mother let him know that his mother wrecked him so seriously that he turned into a wrecked man who harms ladies. She turned you into a troublemaker ass kid who a lady what sort of is. That your ought to be a sham she. You, for what reason are you bothering this young lady? So by and by he wound up exposing himself for harming Keke, so I actually don't get what he was attempting to accomplish. Particularly since Keke shouted out and uncovered that he calls her terrible names even before their child. There's compelling reason need to express awful things and send me this Usher picture. There's not an obvious explanation for why you do that, since you're nut. There's no great explanation for you to say that Jezebel is calling me Haiti. That is all superfluous. You do that pointlessly on the grounds that something's all's the matter with your brain. However, Darius plainly didn't mind since he stayed cold as F. He actually took steps to remove their child from Keke, and she could at absolutely no point ever see him in the future. I'm his father. I couldn't care less about what all of you figure out. It doesn't really matter to me what you think, particularly Keke. I couldn't care less about what any other person thinks. Sharon, your viewpoint is very little to me. You're squandering your time right now. Sharon, you're squandering your time right presently. You're squandering your time right currently, trust me. This was totally insane, and Keke's mother was getting baffled to the point that she began shouting and let Darius know that she planned to begin harming him back since he wasn't even sorry about putting hands on her girl. However, at that point he likewise dropped this stunner. Currently now, it's not typical. It's excessive. You could simply not converse with me. I'm going to you Ush sexually open he with gracious stand by brief how Usher get in this called adult straight gay express out loud. Whatever, not our attendant, and it wasn't so much as a mistake since she said it more than one time. See now, it was as of now that I at last comprehended what Darius was attempting to accomplish by releasing the sound. All that in the sound just exacerbated him and affirmed that he put hands on Keke, so he truly shouldn't have spilled it except if he was attempting to get back at Usher, and he wouldn't fret going down as long as he got to Usher and rebuffed him for his job. And this entire wreck really began on the grounds that Darius got hauled over his response at Keke moving to Usher's show. I'm talking about when Keke hit up Usher's show, and he serene it. Darius was envious to such an extent that he openly disgraced Keke, saying it's however you a mother we live, in an age where a man of the family doesn't need his better half and mother to his children to grandstand goods cheeks to satisfy others, and he gets told the amount of a skeptic he is. This is my family and my portrayal. I have basic expectations and ethics to what I trust capture my case. No doubt he got hauled really hard for this, and at first it seemed as though they had separated. Keke even collaborated with us or the shade Darius.